day 15. Today I'm going to be making cream cheese frosting because we're going to be making spice cupcakes. I think like tomato-based spice cupcakes for my grandmother, and I've been tasked with making the cream cheese frosting for that. So that's what I'm about to do right now. And then I've been thinking of doing something like another sort of um, like a sort of like randomized like character creation, like a sort of challenge or activity or something like that, where I'm gonna try to create characters based off of random attributes like the human, animal, anthro, uh, age, height, body type, um, like personality type and stuff like that, and try to create a character kind of just almost out of like random qualities. It could be an interesting sort of exercise in doing it. And I'm thinking of yeah, I'm thinking it could be an interesting, fun exercise to create uh, things. So I think I might try doing that today as well. Should I just? And I'll figure out the sort of the specifics of it later, like in terms of like how to do the random thing. Like I'm gonna try to figure that out later. All right, I need to stop putting this stuff on my projects off till so late. It's like 1:29 in the morning of what is it, July? So it's currently August 4th, but this would be part of whatever would be considered August 3rd. And I said I was going to try to do this little experiment, a little sort of exercise in creating an original character. The only thing is, like, I didn't come up with the list of things because I figured, depending on what whatever the things are, like, if I choose human and animal, like, why come up with like that's whatever. Let's start off with a. I just need to know like where I'm gonna write it. Let's. Just don't want to write it because if I'm gonna create the character on this, let's write it on a just a random sheet of paper. Okay, so first off, we'll determine whether the character is human or not. So that's a binary choice. And we'll do it using this. If it's the Earth, it'll be human, and there's a one side. If it's the if it ends up on the one side, it'll be non-human. So I'll just click that. So I guess it's gonna be non-human. Alright, so it's non-human now. And I guess that could be either alien? Actually, there's like a number of things, because it's not just being non-human. Well, okay, well, there'll be three different things. We'll have animal, and, okay, so it'll be animal, supernatural, or alien. Animal will be 1, supernatural will be 2, and alien will be 3. So let's... Alright, so it's an animal. So it's an animal. Now, is it going to be an anthro animal, or is it going to be like a feral animal? I'm just going to do this one. So 1 will be anthro, 2 will be feral. It's an anthro, so we're making an anthro animal. Okay. Alright, so now let's determine what type of animal it will be. You have the classics, dog, cat. Okay, let's start off with uh we'll simplify it. We'll do mammal, reptile. So I mean amphibian is technically not right. Well, let's see. Mammal, reptile, avian, amphibian, or insect, bug, something like that. So that's 5 things. Okay, so let's do this. One will be mammal. All right, so 2 will be reptile. 3 will be avian, like a bird. 4, whatever, amphibian. And 5, like, I mean, there's also crustaceans, stuff like that. We'll consider like crustacean. Ah, damn it, that's right. There's also fish. It's aquatic. Um, we'll just keep general aquatic, even though they're aquatic mammals. I'm gonna just for the sake, I'm gonna keep all aquatic. I'm gonna like one is gonna refer mammals is gonna refer to like land-based mammals. Um, right. So 5 was insect. 6 I'm just gonna consider aquatic. All aquatic creatures. Okay. So we'll probably go even more specific, but I think right now that's what we're gonna do. So the number 1 through 6. So let's see what. Okay, fine. It's aquatic. We're doing an aquatic. Now, in this case, I'll divide up like the aquatic things that we'll consider fish, mammal, like mammals, which include like the dolphins, whales, or anything like that. Um, okay, 1 will be mammals, 2 will be fish, 3 crustacean. All right, let's do this. Whatever. I mean, it seems like every single time. Yeah, yeah. It said 3, so it's going to be a crustacean. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick search of different crustaceans. Alright, so it seems like, according to uh, Wikipedia, crustaceans include crabs, lobsters, crayfish, shrimp, krill, and barnacles. Um, I think I'm going to forego doing the barnacles because that I think would be really difficult to try to make an anthropomorphic barnacle. Um, let me just check like crayfish. Because I think like crayfish are very. Alright, they resemble lobsters. Okay, well, alright, so then I'll make it a difference between. Okay, we'll have 1 be crab, 2 be lobster, 3 will be crayfish, and 4 will be a shrimp. Yeah, let's see what. Alright, 3 crayfish. Okay, so that's the basic what I'm thinking. I'm making an anthropomorphic crayfish. Anthro crayfish. Now, let's determine, are they an adult or are they a child? I mean, I guess they could be a teenager, but like I'll consider that as child. So, but first we'll do adult, child, If it's an adult, we determine if it's an elderly adult or like a young adult, younger adult. If we do child, we'll determine whether it's a young child or a sort of like a teenager sort of style one. So, okay. 1 will be child, 2 will be adult. Okay, so we're making a child now. Is it going to be a young child? Or is it going to be like a teenager? So 1 will be a young child, 2 will be an adult. Okay, so we're making a young child, like someone like a character that's, I guess, like if you were to give like a drink to someone like around 10 years old or under 10 years old. Okay, so we're making a young crayfish, young anthro crayfish. Okay. Hmm. I guess that way we determine whether it's male or female. 2. Okay, 1 will be male, 2 will be female. Okay, so we're making a male child. Okay, male child crayfish. Around like 10 years old. Anthro. Okay, now in terms of personality, what should the personality be? Maybe like intelligence, like in terms of like student, like if maybe we're going in the realm of student. Well, actually, we could probably also do uh like orphan. Like, is it an orphan? Is our child an orphan or are they not an orphan? All right. One will be an orphan. 2 will be not an orphan. Okay, so it's not an orphan. Now, like 1 will be they have both parents. 2 will be they have only one parent. Oh, or actually no, let's just make it. 1 is for one parent. 2 is for both parents. Okay, they only have one parent now. 1 will be has the mother. 2 will be they have the father. Okay, so it's a male child anthro crayfish who has one parent who's a father. So I don't actually know if that necessarily matters, but whatever. It could probably indicate like have an impact on sort of the character. So okay. Now let's say, do they go to school? So it's like 1. Okay, 1 will be that they're in school. 2 will be that they're not in school. Okay, they're in school. So now if they're in school, I guess we could determine what type of student they are. If they're a good student, or if they're a troublemaker. It's like they get in trouble, like either like they're sort of like a model student, because they could still be a good student in terms of doing well when they're in their studies, but they could just get into a lot of trouble. Um, like 1 will we'll make 1 be a student that doesn't get in trouble, who doesn't make trouble. 2 will be the troublemaker. Okay, so they don't get into trouble. Now, are they a model student? Are they a geek? Do they So they're not a bully. They don't get well. They could still be bullied, but let's see. They're okay. So we'll say that they're a good student. Now, are they a geek? So okay, maybe determines like let's say okay they're good students. Now, are they socially awkward or are they socially active? 1 will be they're socially. It's currently raining. 1 will be they are socially awkward. 2 would be they are socially active. So they're socially active. They're not socially awkward. So we'll say they were not like a geek or nerd or something like that. Or that they They're not an introvert. Good student, or whatever, they don't get. Good student and socially active. Uh, let's see whether maybe one. Actually, we're saying a young kid, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. So if they're 10, so they might be like for reference, like I guess for comparison, like under under ninth grade, so like younger than ninth grade. Um, so are they? It's like this thing, would they be in third, fourth, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade? Could they maybe determine whether they're into sports or not? Are they into sports or are they not into sports? They might not, like, just because they're into sports doesn't necessarily mean they're like an athlete. But okay, one, they're into sports. Two, they are not into sports. Okay, they're into sports. So yeah, let's get back to this. So socially active, young male child, uh, anthropomorphic crayfish, who is a well-behaved student who's socially active in sports and who only has his father. So, but what type of sports? One would think being an aquatic creature, we could just go with swimming. Well, let's say this. Oh, one will be. Well, two, we could say like martial arts. Like maybe he's in like a young sort of karate school or something like that. Three, soccer, four, and basketball, five, football, and six, baseball. Well, I mean, he could be into sports, but like maybe he's not like actually active into sports, but maybe he's planning like. But we'll just see. So two. Huh, what do you know? He's into martial arts. Anthropomorphic crayfish into martial arts, maybe karate, kung fu, or jiu-jitsu. No, we'll specify that. Like, we'll just. This is interesting. So we've got like sort of an interesting character, I think, built up so far. Um, so if you say he's in school, so he's a disciplined. So if he's into martial arts, I can kind of see a scenario that we could put our character in that like maybe he's in a like a karate tournament and maybe he's just placed either first or second in this tournament, right? And his father is there. I'm trying to see like how I can incorporate the anthropomorphic crayfish aspect into this. I'm wondering if there's any sort of jokes or puns that I can apply to this character. I'm probably not going to get to actually doing the drawing of it today, but I'll try to make sure I get it done tomorrow, definitely. I just figured it might be interesting to say that we have this character right now. Like, I honestly think that sort of the anthro crayfish thing, notwithstanding, but that adds an interesting quality to it to try to figure out how that's going to work. Or karate, no, the karate crayfish. Karate crayfish. The crayfish is crazy. The Cray Kid. And I'm just thinking of doing like a Karate Kid parody, but then he's a crayfish instead. it gives me sort of an idea of like maybe making a sort of the like try to emulate the um, the movie poster of the Karate Kid. Yeah, I think yeah, I'm not gonna do any of the drawing right now. But I think this is an interesting idea and like interesting character. And I think I have enough to work with now in order to create a character. So yeah, I will do that tomorrow. Hopefully I can maybe get it done before I go to work. So yeah. Until then,